If you're a Divi user, you probably have a website that was designed in Divi 4 and you migrated it to Divi 5 using the Divi 5 migrator. But the problem is, it's not following your design system, which is in your variable manager. So the question is, how do we fix all these issues? Or perhaps you're someone that's designing a website in Divi 5, but you don't have a clear workflow. This is where the new version of KrafterPRO comes in. Now, I need to give you a sneak peek because this is going to be something that's going to make our website much easier to design. So let's check this out. So for example here, I have this website and this was designed in Divi 5, but in KrafterPRO, we now have this new system that has a totally different workflow. So the first thing we're going to do here is, you can see the very first thing is audit. Okay, so in the audit, we're going to do a quick scan of our website to see if it is up to date. So you come over here and you click on scan. Okay, I already done a scan. So it's telling us here it has checked 17 pages, it has checked these modules, and then there's also some fixes that need to be done. So overall, we have a score here of 33%. Now, as you can imagine, the score is very low. So if we go further down here on our report, it tells us exactly what is missing. So for example, our design system here is non-existent. We don't have a neutral palette. We don't even have semantic colors, primary shades, secondary shades, and so on. That's because you're probably following an older way of designing websites. Further down here, it's also giving us a scale of where the issues are and how we can improve it. And then over here, now we have the upgrades. Now, this is where this system makes a huge difference. So if we scroll back up here, we're going to notice that we are given a notice here to fix our issues. Okay, so if you hit scan, it says fix the issues, and then you click here to fix the issues. But because we can see here that we don't have a design system, the next step now is to come over here to build, and we get this import tab. Now, this import tab is where you drag and drop your own design system. If you're a design agency, you drag and drop it here, and then it gets applied onto your website. But in this case, we are going to just click here to add our design system. So I'm going to click here, and this is telling us what is going to be imported. So we're going to have our color variables, our font variables, spacing variables, and so on. So when I scroll further down here, I can deselect whatever I don't need to import. And then if I go further down here, we can see all our modules that are going to be imported. Now, if I want to name this, I can name this as a snapshot. So I'm going to go ahead and say confirm and import, and then I'm going to confirm. So this happens really fast. Now, if I go back to my audit and I do a scan again, we notice now that we have our color palettes. So we have our neutral palettes, our semantic colors, primary shades, and so on. All right. So with these, if we come down here, this is where we get to fix the website, because the website has a lot of issues. Okay, because as you can see, our score here is 19%. It's very poor. Our website is not more modern. So the idea here now is to fix these issues. So for example, if I come over here and click on show, I can go in and fix these issues that I have. So I can say fix all like that, says okay. And you can see that has fixed. Now 2 upgrades have been applied and we are 20% from the 100. So it's going to continue and give us our score or improve our score as we make all these updates. Okay, now some of these won't make a big difference because it's a small change, but the idea here is to go in and really check what is happening here. Okay, so overall, when your score gets better, you can see here we're at 20% now, but the idea is the more I fix more items here, the score improves. So let's say you are someone that is designing from scratch, all right? We don't have anything on our website. We want to start from scratch. What will the workflow be? Because with this, if we reach 100, that means our website is all good to go, right? So for the person that's designing a website from scratch, here's the workflow. Okay, so this is a blank website. As you can see here, there is nothing going on. There's no design system and there's nothing to fix. So the message you're going to get if you are on a blank website is this message here, which says professional websites are built on a design system, and it's asking us to install one. So I'm going to click here to install the design system. So that's our first step. Okay, so like before, I'm just going to go in and click here, and then I'm going to confirm and import my design system. Okay, so now that the design system has been installed, I can now move on to the brand studio. Now, this is a new feature in KrafterPRO. So here, and this is very, very important. So when it comes to choosing colors, when we're designing our website for the first time, it can be very daunting. So the idea here is to choose your color kits based on any industry here. So there's quite a few industries to choose from. So if you're designing a website, perhaps a restaurant, you want to choose the food one, because this is what has the colors that are used by UI designers to design these websites. So here's the one cool thing. If I come over here, you're going to notice that we now have a color palette that is based on the, is it CHLCK color palettes? Okay, this is one of the cleanest color palettes, which has colors that are very close together. As you can see, all these colors look beautiful. So let's say you want to change and perhaps you want to design an education website. You can do that. And now your color palette has updated. So you may be thinking, well, but Mac, what if I want to just use my own color palette? Well, there is an option for you. You can come over here to add custom colors. And this is where you can just copy and paste your primary color, copy and paste your secondary color, your heading color, body color. Your link color usually is just the same as your primary color. And then the neutral here is optional. So you can go in and add your own custom colors if you want to. The other area that is also very important is the typography. How do we choose fonts that work well together? Well, KrafterPRO has the answer. And if you look closely here, it explains what these colors are actually used. So for example, this is for clean UI, this is neutral, this is modern, this is friendly, editorial, tech, classic, it's marketing, elegant, and so on. So you can choose based on the style of website you're looking for. So I'm going to come over here and say neutral. If you have your own fonts that you want to upload onto KrafterPRO, well, you can come over here and name the font and upload it. You can upload it as a heading. And then if you have another one, you upload it as a body. So pretty much this is how you can do it in your own custom colors. And once you're done with that, you scroll down, and this again is really, really awesome. So you see here, this is where your contrast is checked before you start building your website. So over here, you can see everything is passing. This is our contrast checker. So all our colors here pass. And once we're happy with all of this, we can now say apply a brand. So when you say apply brand, what we are saying here is this color palette here and the font combination is what is going to be updated on our Divi 5 website. So I'm going to go ahead and say apply, and pretty much we are good to go. So the question now is, what do we do next? So from this stage, you've now gone ahead, you have a design system, you have your colors in place. This is time now to start designing your website. So if we go on to pages now and click add page, we just open this in a new tab and we say test. Let me just show you how all these colors have been applied. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to add a heading. Like that. We're also going to add text module, and then we're going to add a button module. Okay, so we have 3 items here. I can see already that my button here is following my design system. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if all our colors are working. So I'm going to come over here to the background, and I can go in and say, right, you know what, I want muted. And you can see there, I have a beautiful muted color. And for my headings, I can go over here, go to design, and then under my heading text, I can just go in and select my heading. So maybe this needs to be H1. There we go. And then over here in my text, my body text, I can come over here and set this to body. How about that? And for our button, if I need to change this, I can come over here to the top, and then I can set this to perhaps secondary. And as you can see now, we are moving fast in our design workflow. So with these 3 items, if we go into our column here, we can also use our auto grid. So you can see here our grid has worked. So it is really, really cool, and it's fast. As you can see, it's really, really snappy as you're designing like this. So designing with your design system and also your colors is really, really awesome. So I'm going to save now. Now, if I come back over here, let's say there's a few things I need to do, and we can move on now to the Deliver tab. So over here is where you can send your handoff. Now, if you're a KrafterPRO user, you know this feature is already there. We also have a style guide. So this is the style guide that is pulled straight from our websites. So as you can see here, we have all our colors, text. So this is exactly what is happening on our website. And if you go in here, you can also collapse this, and you can see the size of our headings and also the clamp value. So for your client now can see, oh, okay, my website is up to date with the clamps, and this is really, really cool. So let's move on to the export tab. Now this tab is also really, really cool because this is where you get to export your complete design system. So let's say you want to share this design system with your team members. This is your export tab. You can come over here and name it and share it, download it. And then over here, you can choose specifics. Perhaps you want to select just the colors only. You can come over here and target just the colors, and pretty much you can download whatever it is that you want. Next, we have this tab. And this tab is really powerful. This is called the design guide. So let's say you've designed your website and some of your team members are working on it, and they decide to go in and add static values instead of clamp values. The design guide will detect that and tell you exactly where things are going wrong. And once something has gone wrong, in fact, let's try and test this now. I'm going to go back to my pages here. Let's say all pages. Let's just open this in a new tab. Right, we're going to say edit. So let's publish this page first. So we're going to come over here to save and publish. Okay, so let's say we go in and set this to, let's remove this. And then we're going to go in, and set a static value. So we're going to say 17 pixels. Okay, I'm going to save. I'm not sure if this is active already. So I'm going to save that. Come back over here and I'm just going to refresh. Okay, so we can see our design health is 14 out of 100. Something is detected here. Let me just scan again and just be sure. Okay, I don't think it's detected, but the idea here is it will give you a list of things that were added in a static way and not the clamp way, or any other ways that doesn't follow the design system. So that's the idea with the design guide. And by the way, of course, this is a first look at KrafterPRO, the upcoming version. Now, we also have a dark mode. So if I come over here, you can see this dark mode. Because of the colors we are using, it is amazing. If I go on to build here, you can see everything looks really nice. The dark mode has been applied in a really, really awesome way. I'm super excited about this. Look at the colors, how they just flip, you know? So these colors that we're using now are so special because they make turning your website into a dark mode website very, very, very easy. So this is why I specifically chose these colors that we're using in our design studio here. Okay, so these colors are really, really amazing. You can see over here. Oh yeah, it's called OKLCH. Okay, Google it. It's really amazing color palettes. All right. So you may be thinking, but Mac, okay, this is quite exciting. We have all this, but what about AI? And look, there is no way of hiding. AI is going to come and AI is going to be here to stay. So I'm super excited to tell you that KrafterPRO can or will be connecting to AI. So if I come over here to connect AI, we have a dedicated place here where we can go in. Let's go to light mode. I prefer this. Okay. So you can see here, it's going through our readiness. Now, this is a local website, so this is not checked. Okay. Now, if I come over here, this is where you can go in and set your application password. For those of you that have used AI, MCPs before, you can see that this is where you create your application password, and this is where you would create it and so on. Okay. But let's go back. Okay. And this is the code version here, the code snippet that you may need. And pretty much KrafterPRO is going to be ready to connect to MCPs. So the question now is, why is this important? You see, a lot of the tutorials that I've seen where people are using AI, they just connect AI to your website and you ask it to build a page and it builds it. Sometimes it just builds code inside your text module. That's not good enough. We want KrafterPRO to design your pages, to design pretty much everything in Divi using the complete design system that KrafterPRO provides. And this is what's going to make this a game changer. So I'm really super excited about that. And then a few other things here. The rollback is now over here on the left. So you can still go back and roll back if you need to. You can rename the rollback here if you want to. And there we go. We can just name it whatever you want, and just to make sure that you can find your way around. The languages are also working really cool. And as you can see, there's a small UI change here. So your languages are here. You can go in and choose the language you want. And this will update. Let's go to, this was working yesterday. Anyway, this is going to be fixed. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's translated. Look, there we go. Okay, so you can see all the colors are, I was about to panic. Anyways, the languages are working. And I'm really super excited with KrafterPRO. So the idea here is once this version is ready, I am going to publish it in our Divi community. And those of you who have licenses can go ahead and start testing it. And we're going to do a very thorough check and go through all the necessary bug fixes until we have a version that can be shipped so everyone can start using this. I think this makes the designing of websites much, much easier. If you have a Divi 4 website, which you need to move to Divi 5, this tool will be able to do that for you. If you want to use AI to build websites, this tool will be able to do that for you. If you want to design websites from scratch and these websites need to follow the proper design process, this tool can do for you. So as you can see, we're not just a design system anymore. This is a complete operating system for Divi 5, and I'm super excited with this. So a lot of work is going to go into this until we get a really working version that is, that is super fast, which allows us to design websites easy. So the question is, what's going to happen to this update in terms of someone who has already bought KrafterPRO? Well, it's simple. If you already purchased KrafterPRO, this update is absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything extra. And the prices are going to change, by the way. So definitely the prices are going to go up because, as you can see, the value here has increased. And this is why it's important that when you purchase these products, you purchase as an early adopter, you get grandfathered into all these future products that we're releasing. So as it stands right now, the latest features, like for example, we're going to have all the websites, starter sites, connected to this, and the starter sites are going to be like a one-click install that follows the design system. So these starter sites are only going to be available to everyone that purchased the lifetime membership. Okay, so if you're someone that's not on the lifetime membership, this is the time where you might need to upgrade. Okay, you might need to upgrade to lifetime because this way of working and designing with Divi 5 is going to be really, really, amazing, especially for design agencies, or if you want to move your old website and even design new websites. So anyway, the prices are going to change, as I mentioned. So this is the time to go in and grab your lifetime license, because we are going to improve this and make it really, really awesome. There's going to be a ton of tutorials on it. We're going to be doing live workshops. I mean, I'm sure some of you have been on the live workshops. We're going to do amazing live workshops. We're going to do so much with this product. So make sure you go ahead. Links to all of that in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'd like to hear your feedback. See you soon.